The employer health tax is an employer-paid tax, which is based on employee remuneration, and it's applied on the calendar year. It was one of the key requirements to the elimination of MSP premiums. This was a significant undertaking. The EHT was announced in Budget 2018 for implementation in January of 2019. And we were able to draft legislation, design the administrative processes, and build the system in that 10 months.
We knew what the policy was of the employer health tax. What we didn't know was, the little things of how are we going to calculate interest, how are we going to deal with associated companies, how are we going to deal with amalgamations, and those little items affect legislation. The legislation affects the administrative process. The administrative process affects the online build.
Well, one of the things that really impressed me about the income taxation branch and working on the employer's health tax was right out of the gate, their collaboration and their involvement with the various other stakeholders. They were eager to get their feedback and their recommendations about how best to craft a message for this specific audience.
When the Canadian Payroll Association was made aware of the notice posted by the Ministry of Finance on the budget changes for employer health tax, we immediately engaged the ministry as an impacted stakeholder, representing employers, payroll professionals, and payroll service and software providers. The ministry was very responsive to clarifying questions from the Canadian Payroll Association. We were very pleased that the government accepted 3 of our 4 recommendations. So that's one of the things that we really appreciated in terms of working and how it's impacted the employer community and the implementation and how successful it was as well.
The employer health tax is considered successful because of the significant rate of voluntary compliance. We had over 94% compliance at the outset, and that speaks to the effectiveness of the implementation and the significant outreach that we did to taxpayers.
At some points, we were going to have to make turns, and we were able to negotiate those turns because of the fact that we had a large skill set within the branch. And I think that's one thing that the income taxation branch really adds to this project. So the team understood their roles, they were good at their roles, they didn't need a lot of follow-up, and they came through and understood the time pressures. And I think that was one of the reasons that it was a successful project, is everybody knew what their job was and did their job and did it as fast as we could.